gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the Straightened Out Podcast. I'm usually good with my words, but today I'm a little speechless because I have the one, the only, sitting right in front of me.
America's favorite mob wife.
The only mob wife I am going to recognize for today, Renee Graziano.
Did he just say for today? Rob.
The audacity.
Rob, the Lincoln is
correct.
outside. The trunk.
I'm sorry.
All right. You know what?
Forgive me.
I forgive you.
Renee.
He does not know what he just got himself
He
into.
started off so strong.
I know.
I mean, really. He always puts his foot in his mouth, this one.
It is what it is. What are we going to do? But anyway.
At least he's honest.
There you go.
Let's not get too caught up in the gist of it all. We have Renee Graziano here. Let's just jump right into it.
Jump. Both feet.
How does it feel to be America's favorite mob wife?
Not just America's, but I'm no, only joking. It feels pretty damn good. I might not be the network's favorite, but I am hands down the favorite to anyone who is real.
I
Okay, we
understand,
love
I
that.
understand.
Yeah.
You are the face of mob wives. I mean, you are the first Staten Island celebrity that I recognize.
You know, it's kind of crazy. Well, I look at it like this. I was always infamous, and then I just became famous.
Okay.
So the cameras were there from when Jennifer and I were young kids. Like, it's, and I'm not trying to like be a bitch or anything like that, but even my parents knew it from the age of 3 that I would be on TV. Correct?
I'd have to agree. I mean, she was always dancing on the tables and entertaining us with her various characters. She kind of could have been like a Lucille Ball or a Carol Burnett type.
That was my
You're
dream.
going to have to reference who those people are for me.
Fuck off,
Oh
Rob.
my God.
I actually wrote my Oscar acceptance speech when I was 16.
Which you were not born yet.
Probably not.
Ready?
Probably not.
You want to hear it?
I do.
Okay.
Here I am.
Ahem.
For all that had their laughter and doubt, here I stand up and about. Here I stand before your eyes, accepting this magnificent prize. But please don't fret, because you could still see me on your TV set.
If she
I'm
ever
done.
accepted an Oscar that way, I would die.
That was beautiful. Shel Silverstein is shaking.
Who?
A poet. Shel Silverstein.
Oh, I'm
You-
sorry.
Do I know something
You
before
got
everybody?
You even got me on that one.
Wow,
Yeah.
he's a very famous poet.
Well,
and you made him so proud, I'm sure.
Shell, I'm very happy to meet you. Shell is something I'm not in. A shell? No.
So asking you if you were nervous to go on reality TV show, I know the answer now.
Yeah, no, I don't think TV or the only thing that does make me nervous is like when I had to do Justina Valentine's Forget About a Christmas, I was terrified. ADD, you know, all that, dyslexic, panic when I have to read. And I even took my Adderall that day and could not get one word out of my mouth to the point where they were like, just say what you want. Say what you want. And then when I started to do it, they were like, keep going, keep going. And I ended up shooting like 2 extra scenes.
So now all your iconic one-liners on Mob Wives are just off the cuff. Like in the moment, like you just come up with that shit.
Yes. You heard me. I was thinking of a master plan. No, yesterday, I was like, you know what? If I get on Wildin' Out, this is what I'm going to say.
Yo, Renee has a sick rap already.
And I already wrote it
She
in my
has a
head.
sick freestyle.
Do it.
Okay, it is.
Oh, God, I didn't really
I'll drop
mean
you a
that.
beat.
You know I stayed mobbed up, so keep talking, you're going to get strung up. Wait, hold up. Let me not say... No, hold up. Hold up. Let me say less, because there's 2 things I'm not. A rat, nor will I ever confess.
Period.
They got
Watch out, Drita.
Pew, pew, pew.
Watch out, Drita, for what?
Big
She
angel
was
who?
our resident rapper. Now Renee is
No,
taking over.
sweetheart.
was.
She could be a rapper. Like a gum rapper. Please.
Ooh.
Please, with that bullshit.
Well, I
I'm
guess
sorry.
that goes into.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's
Our
just
next
keep it.
question.
Wait, hold up. Because that bitch just said in an interview, I hate that motherfucker, but I hope she don't die. Bitch, what are you going to say if I OD? I hope you die. You got to clean yourself up. So start in the shower. then with the hair.
Yikes.
Those are fighting words. Where
I'm so
from.
fucking.
I mean, for real.
I'm sorry, I'm over. You know what? We all know she could beat me up. We all know it. But so did my ex-husband. And I don't mean to say that in a negative way. So what? You could beat me up. Whoopee.
Oh, the whoopee. I hate
Whoopee.
the whoopee. I hate the whoopee.
I mean, actually, who gives a fuck? So you're physically stronger than me. That's what you
Anytime
are.
you hear Renee say
Go-
fuck on this podcast, just take a drink of whatever the fuck's in front of you.
Go through anything or everything I went through, and then tell me how you.
Well, if you ask me, I think a requirement of being a mob wife is being able to give a beating and take a beating.
I agree.
Verbally, you don't gotta put your
Verbally,
hands on people.
physically.
It's
Listen, sometimes
I'm
it gets
sorry.
Emotionally, mentally.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Socially.
You know what? I did hit Natalie after I was provoked for a good 2 hours. However, I do not believe that women should be hitting each
No,
other.
they shouldn't.
Because we could verbally do it. Listen, we could be verbally abusive. That's it. We don't have to punch you. Like, at the end of the day, it's not even right to be verbally abusive. But it's still better than smacking somebody.
Oh, yeah, listen. But sometimes words hurt more than an actual hit.
Words do
punch,
hurt
anything.
more.
So,
They
I always
do.
say I'd rather be punched in the face.
Me
than-
too.
all right.
Emotionally
Before we get into the mud, I have one question
The
for you.
dirt is more like it if we're talking about how
Literally. The mud, the dirt. You need water, dirt. You make
She
the
needs
mud,
a
it
lot
is
of
what
water
it
to
is.
take a shower and gag.
Okay,
What
moving right
is-
along.
I'm sorry. No one's going to sit on podcast and abuse me.
No.
Pushing through.
Pushing through with my son's
There is not a day.
Forget her shoes.
No, I didn't. I took them off. You said make myself comfortable.
Make yourself comfortable
like
at
I'm in
home.
your living room or something.
That's the Italian way. Mi casa su casa. You come here, you take your shoes off, you
That
kick
was
them off.
Spanish.
La familia.
That was Spanish. Mi casa, su casa. Even I know that was in
Mi casa
Spanish.
tu casa.
Yeah.
Whatever.
She's very, very, very Italian.
I know, but she said mi casa, su
Whatever.
casa.
I'm not going to
Taylor's
pretend to know
always
Italian. I only know Staten Island Italian. So.
He knows regut.
But there's not a day that goes by that I am not scrolling social media and I don't see you come on. What? From the horse's mouth, what is the best thing about being Renee Graziano and what's the worst thing about being Renee Graziano?
Best thing about being Renee Graziano is my resilience and my bounce back. And the worst thing about being Renee Graziano is I've had to bounce back as many times as I have.
That could be rough, but listen, you're a walking testament for other people, so
I hope,
you're doing something right.
yes, God is doing it with me.
And I do think something that is so, like, about being Renee Graziano, I do think something that's so great about you is that even if you do have those bad times that you need to bounce back, which we all know because you are an open book. And like you said yourself, I have skeletons in my closet, but they are well dressed, okay?
Hey.
You talk about it all, but I do love that you use your platform to actually like bring awareness to things and to help people and to talk to people and to make people feel like, well, if I'm speaking out on it, so could you. And like, you could get that, like, you don't hold
Thank you.
nothing back. It's not smoke and mirrors with you. It's what you see is what you get. So I do love that about you.
Thank you. I think Hollywood is in the business of shading and hiding the truth. You know, it's a lot of trying to make you believe this is what it is, but no, it's not. The hard truth of Hollywood, not just Hollywood, because I'm not Hollywood. The streets, however you want to say it, is if you don't address things that happen to a child when they're younger. You know, I learned this through Bunny, that when you are conceived is actually when the trauma can start. So if your parents are arguing, anything to do with that, you are already traumatized. Obviously, I am so traumatized that I make it look normal.
Renee, you mentioned before that you, prior to Mob Wives, was infamous. What exactly made you infamous prior to...
My blowjobs. No, I'm kidding.
Ladies and gentlemen, she is not lying. I have heard.
Actually, leave the
from
ladies
guys-
out. Just the gentlemen.
She's not even fucking kidding. Like, people would say to me, like,
Shut the fuck up, Jennifer. Don't go that far. I said what I wanted to, did what I wanted to, had no regrets, and nobody had a choice because my
Yeah.
father said I could.
So with or without TV, you were that bitch.
With or without TV, but not TG.
That is exactly right.
Yes. And I think that's when he died, why I went down such a terrible spiral. Like corkscrew fucking crazy. Oh, that's my t-shirt, corkscrew crazy.
I'm dead.
I love it.
Coined the
Corkscrew
term.
crazy.
I like it.
Anybody walks out of this building and repeats it, these are all dead. Dead, I say. No, I'm joking. Corkscrew crazy. Yeah, I did. Actually, really, like legitimately paperwork crazy. I lost it.
7:30.
So in where Jennifer said
It was more like this.
30.
I was fucking laced up like hugging myself.
See, but you had the
Terrible.
bounce back.
Terrible.
The bounce
All
back.
right,
bounce
listen,
back.
before we move on to the next part of this conversation, I have to ask this question now to follow up. Jennifer, what is the best thing about being Renee Graziano's sister, and what is the worst thing about being Renee Graziano's sister?
Oh no, answer wisely.
I am not Renee Graziano's sister. My name is Jennifer Graziano. And that's how I've always lived my life. I was never TG's daughter. I was Jennifer Graziano. And that was my goal in life, to prove myself as my own person. So I don't know anything about being Renee Graziano's sister.
Yes, you do. You called me this one time that you were going to get jumped. And she called me. I don't even know what that was.
I have no
about.
idea why either. I must have been
Pie
desperate.
face.
When the fuck
It was
everybody-
pie face. Pie face is what you called her. And you have to know what it's like for you to be my sister. I got paddled for you, bitch. Over Peter Vitale, she wrote him a love letter, and
He was so
Sister
cute. I was in
Covino
second
stole it,
grade.
and I got paddled, and I didn't snitch, but I got paddled.
First of all, she called me dish face.
Oh,
she
she
said I
called-
had a flat face, which I have no idea why. I
so
had
you
cheeks
know
out
what
to
it's like to
Kara.
be my sister. You used to play school with me.
Aww.
You used to sleep in the bed with me. We used to play backsies.
No.
Roll over, backsies. Bullshit.
Okay, first of all, we shared a room. We had two separate beds.
But when we played backsies, there's nothing wrong with that.
Separated by a lamp that I put a cloth over, and it went on fire. And Renee swears I was trying to kill her.
You were. Just like you
You
took-
probably
just
were.
like you, I got the scar to prove it. She took we were in our father's restaurant, Hedges. So she gets the spoon, and then she gets like the wax it, and she heats it over, and she goes, I want this burnt. And it stuck to my skin. I have the scar.
I did.
That's terrible.
And
And I stabbed her over a meatball.
Oh my god.
It was a chicken cutlet, I thought.
Oh, definitely over a chicken
was
cutlet.
And
that
then
Oh,
Lana,
yeah,
this
you
one
gotta
time in
believe that.
band camp, Lana at 6, she hung me with a red, white, and blue plastic jump rope. She hoisted me over
Okay,
the
let me
chandelier.
answer your question. The worst thing about being Renee Graziano's sister is the suffocation of love. Now, one would think that you would want to have all that love in your life, but it was just too much for me. She love bombed me to death, and I couldn't take it. It was
I
a
didn't
lot.
love
Typical
bomb.
You're
I just
lucky.
loved you.
You're
It was a
lucky.
lot.
Love bomb.
It was a lot,
This is a
and I
typical
couldn't go
Cancer
anywhere.
Scorpio love story.
I couldn't fight my own battles. I could, but she wouldn't let me. If I was mad at someone, I couldn't even let her know because she would be triply mad at them, and she would go at them and like ruin my whole plot and plan that I had because I'm like very strategic. Renee's like very emotional, and I didn't like that. I didn't like the fact that she overtook my whole entire life, actually.
Well,
Okay, let me
Renee
just,
is very
in
passionate.
Renee's defense,
Passionate.
why should you have to fight if I could?
You can't.
It doesn't matter. My father could. So why in the world are you gonna?
Are you a gunner?
You were gonna.
Are you
yo.
gonna? Ew. Ew. How about? Did you see that from Bethany?
No, just
I
keep
know, but
going.
did you see? She
you
goes,
guys are
"Ew."
holding Renee to a cross for being a lover and a fighter. She's the best of both worlds.
She's a lover and a I want to be a fighter, but she's not. Her heart is too much. It used to be anyway. I don't know. She changed, but it used to be too much.
I don't know.
love.
I would not want to fight with you, Renee.
I will say.
And
this.
I also wish I had
don't-
you. I wish I had you having my back growing up.
It
Well,
was
you have it
different.
now. But here's how I say it. I am definitely not a fighter, but I will not allow you to abuse me. So if I have to
Well,
fight,
the ones you love.
I will. It's going to take a lot, probably some Xanax and a few other things, because I don't like to raise my hands. So fighting is completely out. Sorry, Drita. Anyway, no, joking. I don't fight. I'm not a fighter. I'm always
Unless it was about me.
I'm always afraid I'm going to miss my mark. So I learned how to use a 38 snub.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I am. You saw it on my boys. I was so fucking good
Moving
with
right
it.
along.
38
was.
goes 9's
I'm the only
jam.
shooter up in
38
this-
goes 9's jam.
That's right. You know that story.
Silence in the court, please.
Yeah.
I think it's time to move on
Go.
to what we are here for.
Which is?
We are going to get into the remob, the rewatch, one of my most favorite Mob Life episodes.
Which is?
That he's even reenacted.
I have reenacted it on the Luce rooftop with Antonia by my side. It actually led to a 6-month fallout where
There it was! In that position, ladies and gentlemen!
Karen!
The only thing I'm mad about with that whole fight is that Spanx never sponsored you.
Hello.
all right, you're giving it away. Come on.
No, okay.
Mob Wives, Season 1, Episode 10 finale, The Rumble on the Rooftop. Let's get into it, please.
Period. What a time to be alive. Before I open any question up to you, Jennifer, I want to know how you felt watching that.
Oh, God.
You were physically there, correct?
I was physically there
Okay.
for that fight, and I was physically there for the entire timeline.
Right.
Okay, so at the end of the day, it was a who does America believe type of situation, right?
Right.
And I feel that Karen went so absolutely bonkers in trying to prove her point.
I agree. I think
that
she went too
came
hard trying to prove
across
herself
as
right.
not being correct.
Mm-hmm.
The fact remains here is Karen was with Lee for 7 years. There's no denying that. Drita was Karen's friend at the time. Did Karen cheat on Lee? Absolutely. If you're with your man and you're cheating on him, does that mean I have full access to your man?
Yeah, no.
No, that means you're a fucking cheat and we're having fun and I'm
Did
with you
Drita
doing
cheat?
it with, right?
Okay,
with
so
you.
did Drita cheat on her man? Yeah, but that was always her man, right?
Yes.
But she cheated and that was always her man. Did my ex-husband cheat on
But
me?
let's just
Yes,
go
but I
back-
was always his wife.
Let's just go back to the time
Okay.
frame. We're talking about the 90s. Everyone was cheating on everyone.
It's Staten Island cesspool.
of fucking...
Right. But what does that have to do with anything?
Well, that's the point, and that's the point that Karen was trying to make. Karen was trying to say, Drita, it doesn't matter if I cheated on him every day. He was still my man. You were still my friend. You should have respected that.
Hell yeah.
You were with me when I was cheating on him. I was with you when you were cheating on the other one. Did Karen go after Drita's man? No. That's what she was trying to accomplish by her whole entire... Well, Drita had the timeline, but Karen was trying to explain to her, it doesn't matter what I was doing. What matters to me is the friendship that I thought we had.
Right.
My opinion, Drita would have been better served just saying, I'm sorry. We hooked up. We fell in love. I should have told you. I was wrong for not telling you right away, but I was nervous. I didn't want to ruin the friendship that we actually did have instead of pretending we weren't friends.
Right.
Because the fact is, they were friends. We were all friends, and we all were there throughout the entire thing. But in Drita's defense, Karen did move on. She did have another man. She was happy at the time. And it happened. It fucking happens.
It
It's not
does,
the
but it
first time
doesn't.
fucking happened.
But it doesn't mean you shouldn't notify the friend.
Yeah, she should have.
Okay, so no matter
should've.
what you say, Karen's not wrong
But
at
let's-
all.
but-
At all. She's not wrong at
Yes,
all.
but let's also sit here and think about it from the other side.
Okay,
You probably
yes.
have the guy saying, don't tell her, fuck that bitch, I hate that bitch, da, 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 da. It doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. You know,
No.
and I'm not.
I know. I agree with you. I understand what you're saying, but when you're a girl and you're like
You
smitten
think
in your
that's
head
what
over
it is?
heels,
Or if you're a
gonna
sneaky
listen.
girl. You're a sneaky girl.
No,
I
I
don't know
think
if I-
sometimes
I
when you're a
can't.
weak girl, you get manipulated by a man into doing what he wants.
But
you to
Drita's
do.
not a weak
No,
girl.
I don't
No,
think
but
she
she's
was
not.
weak.
She's
I
not.
genuinely think she just didn't care.
That's possible.
That is
Period.
exactly
Listen,
it. Why do I gotta
then
tell
she
her
should have
anything?
just said that. I don't give a fuck
Right.
that I didn't
I
tell
agree.
you. Instead of trying to break
But
down
see,
a timeline.
I think it was more so a thing of Drita seen how mad Karen was getting by trying to be vindicated, and Drita just kept downplaying it and pointing the finger because she wanted to continue to get Karen riled. She wanted Karen to look crazy. She wanted to look right. She wanted Karen to look like she was beating something that just wasn't there. So I think that Drita was doing this more so to, obviously she didn't want to look wrong to everybody else.
I think that's
but
what
I
it
think
was.
she was more so trying to she kept trying to rile Karen up.
I think Karen riled Karen up.
I'm bleeding
Of
again.
course.
At the end of the day.
Of
And that's
course.
not hard. Karen riled me up our whole lives. But I also think Karen's biggest thing was, why are you trying to say we weren't friends when we were? Because
Yeah, I agree.
knowing Karen my whole entire life, she and I have gone through years without speaking. I can call her one day and it's like we never stop. So that's the type of friendship she thought she had with Drita. Drita's saying, okay, we didn't speak anymore. We're no longer friends. Okay, fine. Do I think that was a defense mechanism on Drita's part? Yeah. Because I've had those problems with Drita too, where we went years without speaking, but then we picked up where we left off. So it's like...
Next time you pick her up, drop her off. I'm sorry.
Now, Jen, something I wanted to touch on, going back to what we were speaking on before. When you were watching your sister with all these fights, did you like want to jump in? Did you want to get involved, or like did you just? It was like another Tuesday for you.
Well, you know, a little bit of everything, right? So this was my first time producing a show, right? So I remember this day clearly, and I was on the stairs, what you don't see in that scene with Renee and Carla in the house, and I saw the escalation of the drama. Not one part of my soul thought that either Renee or Carla would ever put their hands on each other. That just wasn't who they were.
Right.
So everyone's like, let's cut it. Let's cut it. I'm like, no, let it roll. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. And they're like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, let it roll. And I actually let the cameras go. And next thing I know, they're all on the fucking floor. And the one thing, obviously, when I did see Drita did kind of grab Renee like a horse and pull her back by the hair, and that was like a little bit disturbing because first of all, you're supposed to be my friend, that's number one, and you're doing that to my sister. But I also know Drita, when she does fight, she does flip out. Was it part, I want to do this and get my licks in on the sneak? Probably.
Right.
Was it part, I flipped out and probably.
She didn't flip out.
But at the end of the day, yeah, I had to come off the stairs at that point, and then we had to cut it. But I didn't think it was going to go that far. That was a little weird.
And then there was a part 2 in the kitchen.
That was the next
Nope.
day.
There was 2 fist fights that night in the house.
Was there?
Yep.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
In the kitchen part 2, and Drita was like,
But-
I had to take my shoes
off.
off.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I will
yeah.
be honest, I had the best line because I had the radiant floors. They'll smell you come Christmas, bitch.
I'm dead.
That was good.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. All right, listen up, people. Let me ask you something. What's the one thing you've always wanted to learn, but life just got in the way? We're all out here hustling, and sometimes we don't make time to try new things. Back when we were kids, please, every day was like, what am I going to learn today? And now it's like, who's got the time? Maybe you've always wanted to try making bomb Italian dishes just like Nonna, or finally learn how to do that perfect cat eyeliner. Or, hey, maybe you're just trying to win an argument against your annoying, loud, always thinks they're right, but you love them anyway, best friend. Here's the thing, though. Therapy can help you reconnect with that part of yourself that's ready to explore and grow again. It's like giving yourself that back to school energy, but for whatever stage of life you're in. And trust me, we all need that sometimes. Therapy is not just for the big stuff, okay? It's for learning how to take care of you, set boundaries, and just live your best life. It's for anyone who's ready to invest in themselves, find balance, and level up in life. So if therapy's been on your mind, why not give BetterHelp a shot? It's completely online, which means you can fit it into your schedule. Talk about convenient. Just take a quick questionnaire, get matched with a therapist, and if it's not a perfect fit, no worries. You can easily switch and it won't cost you a thing. Rediscover your curiosity with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/SO today and get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/SO.
So basically, let's straighten it out for the viewers. Were Karen and Drita actually friends?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Did Drita owe Karen an explanation?
Yes.
I think so. I honestly think so. Because I would have given her one.
Right, but if she doesn't respect her, she doesn't.
Right.
In Drita's mind, she doesn't respect anybody. So
That's
Drita
not
doesn't.
true.
What? She don't feel she owes anybody an explanation for anything that she does. Tell me I'm wrong. Because they come back with fucking lies on top of lies on top of, well, you did this, so I did this, that. Bitch, just say you did it.
I mean,
Period.
Yeah, that would be Antonia's reaction. I never met a girl that just says, "I fucking did it. Who cares?"
That's me.
Okay.
Like, so what? I did it. I did it.
All right, let's take Drita out of the equation. Renee,
How did you feel?
walking into the rooftop,
I was excited. I want to
what was the temperature walking in?
Bitch
Like,
had
was the
Jiffy
room
Pop
hot?
in her back pocket.
What?
And she was ready to go. She
I
said,
was-
lights, camera, Action.
Lights, camera, action. No, all kidding aside.
Did you think that was going to happen? What was the temperature? Was it hot? Was it cold?
No.
Because to
It
me,
was-
Karen
the
looked like she was ready to
cold
fight.
section, it was absent. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Well, we have to get into the whole Carla of it all
Okay,
because Carla was a deer in headlights.
Carla is Team Drita. Okay, she was Team Drita. She was.
Let's clarify.
She was.
Okay.
I said it 3
right now
times.
we're in episode 1, so we're talking
Okay.
as
Carla was all about Drita. Drita doesn't lie. Drita's the best. Drita this, Drita that, Drita. Okay. Carla. Let's not even.
But
go
you
there.
fucked with Drita too.
So why don't we go there? You want to go there?
You did fuck with Drita.
I fucked with Drita
If Carla
until
was
Drita
so
started
Team
with her
Drita-
shit with me.
100%. 100%.
Okay. But
What'd she say?
Drita,
I'm sorry.
She said she started with Drita. She fucked with Drita until she
Drita
started with her
was
shit.
every fucking time I turned around, Drita was doing something to Renee. All the time. All the time. But you know what the craziest part is? You speak my truths and expect me to hide your fucking lies. Those days are over. You want to call me every name under the sun? Take a look in the mirror. Please already take a look in the mirror.
Was the
And
bullshit
stop talking smack.
was the bullshit with Drita behind the scenes, or was it what was
It
being
was
shown to
always,
us?
we were cool. I never told your shit to nobody. But you hung me every chance you get. And there's only a couple of reasons why you want to hang a person. You're jealous. She had an issue that they were under the impression I got a little bit more leeway because of Jennifer. But meanwhile, I got more shit than anybody because of Jennifer.
You were put on display the most.
Because who had the fucking storyline? I mean, if you got to really think about it, my ex-husband gets pinched with 127 people. My ex-husband rats. Renee dies on an operating table. Renee nearly ODs. Then the whole cast wants to fight Renee. Then, I mean, what are they talking about?
You gave everyone a storyline.
And I didn't get a bonus. That's right. I didn't get a bonus for my Hector storyline. Everybody, including Carla, who did not deserve it.
Was Mob Wives favored nation?
Sorry, Carla and I were not even involved. Was there any episodes with me and Carla? She still got the same. So did whoever else was on the show. And it's not just Carla. Drita wasn't talking to me. Carla wasn't talking to me. But everybody got the same paycheck as Renee for Renee's storyline. The only people that filmed with me were Ramona, Karen, and Ange. Everybody else got the same paycheck. I'm sorry.
Did they refuse to film with you, or it was just the way?
Me and Carla didn't talk for the first 3, after the first fight. We didn't talk until she came back in season 5.
No, you talk.
All right, let's get back into the episode.
I mean, but if you're going to tell the fucking truth, tell the whole fucking truth, Jennifer. Tell the truth.
Which part?
Tell everything I just said. Am I wrong?
Which part?
Am I wrong that everybody got paid the same amount that did not deserve it?
When we went into the show, we gave everyone exactly the same paycheck.
Did they deserve it?
I have not finished answering the question.
Okay.
Okay? We thought it would be smart to keep everyone the same because of the volatility of the cast. And when one got a raise, they all got a raise. Should there have been a time when Renee got a bonus for the extra effort that she put in? Absolutely. But it just was, it was a VH1 call. It was a network call. Should there have been a time, and there was, when they separated out from each other and one got a raise and another got a raise and the others didn't? Yes. But it took us, you don't go in knowing who's going to be the breakout star. Whether I told them or not, they got to see it for themselves.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until then that it became a different scale.
If we had to add up the airtime?
No, I'm talking about going into it.
I get
agree
it.
with you all getting paid
I get it.
the same off the rip.
I get it. So season 1, who got most airtime? Season 2, who got the most
I was talking about
airtime?
walking into it.
Okay. Season
but
1, we don't know.
understand what she's
Season
saying.
2, who got the most airtime? 3, 4, 5, 6.
Definitely 2. Definitely 2.
I was 2 and 3.
You cannot discredit.
I'm not
the other
discrediting
storylines.
them.
You cannot.
No.
You cannot discredit the
All
other.
right.
Everyone had something to bring to that table. Absolutely.
You just had a little bit more.
My point is, I didn't
She was
feel...
willing to give the most, and that's the truth.
Yeah.
She
Right.
gave the most.
I just
she
didn't
had
feel it
the
was
most
fair.
story.
She's a performer.
She gave the most. miraculously, the most things happened to her. Like literally, it was like TV gold.
Well, I think if we're gonna end off on the Rumble on the Rooftop, the most thought question in people's minds, and it was mine. If you would have known Drita and Karen were about to be two bulls coming at each other. Carla, the deer in headlights to the side. We know she did nothing. It is what it is. You were in the middle. Would you have dressed differently if you would have known the Spanxy undergarments and everything you had underneath was going to be shown to the world? Would you have dressed differently or no?
No, I'm me. I'd do it again. And I'd do right in the middle.
And I want to add that she
She might have not worn the Spanx that time.
Thank God. I normally don't wear Spanx, but I had my ass done, so I had to have underwear on.
Oh, so it was a 5.
It was a 5.
No.
So
I
you
had
weren't coming in a
Spanx,
Juicy
and
Couture tracksuit with your hair up, baby oil, ready to get in the shits with them?
The only time I put baby oil on my body is to tan. And I don't get in shit.
I know, but
cause
She's not a
shit.
fighter.
You were literally in the middle of
but
that
I want to say
episode.
different. Renee knew in her heart of hearts that was going to happen, and she sat herself right in the middle, knowing that she would be the one to, in her mind, hopefully keep them apart. Now we all knew that's never going to happen, but that's who she
tried.
is. That's
And
who
you
she
said
is.
that Carla was so gung-ho for Drita. Why did Carla do nothing?
Because what was Carla going to do? She wanted it. I'm really sorry, Antoine. I know she's your friend. I can't hate Carla completely because she has...
You shouldn't hate Carla at all.
Yeah. I don't hate Carla at all. I'm sorry. That came out wrong. I am not going to sit here and lie.
No, listen.
Because she's sitting here and make me sugarcoat it. She was Team Drita all day, every day.
Do you think Carla regrets riding so hard for Drita in the current day?
Yes.
All right, so then you know what? Carla has
Yeah,
to
of
live
course.
with her decision.
But let me tell you
She's a
something
big
about
girl.
Carla. I give her all the props in the world because she picked a side, she stood on it, and she fucking put her flag in that ground and did not waver one time.
Yeah, and
so when she's on your side, she's on your side.
But when she's not, what she do? She wagged that flag all day.
Because she realized
100%.
that she might have chosen wrong. I don't know. It was in
All
the
right.
But I do think
All
that
right.
you and Carla possess a lot of the same qualities in a sense
Yes.
where yous are both
On opposite
very
sides, though.
yous are both very boisterous, and if you feel a way, you say it. There's never once been a time where I've doubted anything that came out of Carla's mouth to me. Carla, I know, keeps it 100, and so do you. No matter how controversial it is, no matter who's deer-eyed and like, holy fuck, I can't believe you just said that. Carla's saying it, right, wrong, or indifferent, whether people like it or not. And I feel like that's where the two of you might also lock horns. Because she says something you don't like, you're going to go back with something you don't like, and the two of you...
Absolutely. Difference between me and Carla is I don't gotta do things sneaky. I don't gotta...
She's the cat.
All right. Let's move on.
Doesn't mean I don't like her. Just means I really can't.
All right. Carla, let's move on.
Please.
No.
We are now going to have to discuss an iconic fight with Carla. So we're really not going to stop talking about her.
We're gonna, but I want to rewind. I want to see
Because that's
something.
more important.
Very beginning.
Have you ever received an apology from Carla?
No. Not at all. Not from that. So, you know what? I'm harboring a lot of resentment.
Yeah, but didn't the two of you wrap up that episode kind of like
That's
apologizing
called-
it all out?
They made us.
We didn't make you do anything.
They did. They made us sip champagne. The next day, Carla got dragged through my house again.
Was that the press?
Press day. Yeah.
No. So yeah.
And Jennifer broke the fourth wall there. But if I am correct, Jennifer, didn't you say it was enough? Let Renee handle her business? If I'm correct, since we're telling all.
So which day?
The day they kept picking on me and picking on me and picking on me, and I finally physically defended myself, and you said, let Renee
Well,
alone.
let's go back to that fight right there.
In your defense, they kind of jumped you a
They
little
did.
bit. You got jumped.
I know.
I had a friend a long time ago in high school that I saw her boyfriend physically cheating on her, and I called her up to tell her he's cheating on you, and she turned around and told me, well, I think you're just jealous of my relationship because no one wants to fuck you.
Okay, so are you friends with that girl?
No, hell no.
Okay.
I would never even speak to her again.
Okay, so Carla's probably lucky I did.
But the thing is, like, you guys had so many years, like, of history, and if you really felt that way, then you should have cut her off.
I did until season 5.
But why?
But why what?
Because like if you're to me, like harboring resentment with somebody, right? Like
Right.
I don't keep it, like if I have resentment towards you, like I'm not gonna fuck with you. Because
may-
I'm either your friend 100 or I'm not at all.
Well, when I watch this shit, I'm back to 0.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I am. I'm not
Carla.
gonna fucking lie. I'm not gonna lie. Why would I lie? Yeah, I didn't like what Carla did to me. I think what Carla did was disgusting.
And move
course.
on.
And you
But
only
it was
see what they
different.
showed you. You didn't see the whole story.
No, I'm not saying
Right.
either you're right or she's right in this situation. I'm saying I see the both of you and I see where you're coming from, that you were coming out of your face and you wanted your friends to just listen to you. And you wanted your friend to be
Not
like,
even
I was
listen,
your friend
believe
for so
you.
many years. How could you not hear what I'm saying? Because I would
Yes.
feel the same way. I'd be
Okay.
right up in her face trying to whatever.
Okay.
But I also understand where there's women, she was in love. She felt loyalty to her man and she was defending him.
My
I
ex-husband
get
did it,
it.
and I believed it when the fucking second it was said
I
to
get
me.
it.
Was
But
this
you
her
are you.
first boyfriend?
But that's you.
No.
After officially ending it with Joe, the husband?
No.
I'm not sure.
No.
It's the first one that the public knew about because she's the cat. She keeps
Yeah.
everything quiet.
All right. Well, you know what?
Right, okay, so you know what? Listen.
It doesn't seem like we're ever going to get to the bottom of the Renee Carla.
No, Carla and I were good until something happened that I don't agree with. I did text her recently when they removed our TikTok off because they said it was violent.
All right. So you know what? We're not going to straighten out Renee and Carla today.
Or
Maybe in the
ever.
near future.
We're gonna bring them back
Carla
together.
and Renee together, and we can make it happen because I have faith that we can bring Carla and Renee together.
Oh my God, there'll be a
I
fist
think
fight
so.
on the set.
No, there won't
No,
be.
there
No,
won't.
there
Wow.
won't.
Renee
Oh,
and
okay.
Carla go back to 16 years old. There's so much
Seriously.
history there.
So much.
You gotta sometimes just chalk it up to the situation at the time. Like he said, the girl was in love. She was.
happened
defending-
afterwards.
We're talking about. We're in the moment.
Oh, I'm-
You
I'm-
have to bring
All
yourself
right,
into
the
the
fucking
girls.
moment.
We're getting a little too heavy. I think it's time to play a
Really?
game.
Because you guys are bringing up
I
the
know.
worst fucking
let's,
things.
Let's play a game.
Let's play a game. Let's bring some
Off
light
with
and
their
fun.
head. Which one?
We are going to be playing Two Truths and a Lie with Renee Graziano.
Period.
So, Miss Renee, I want you to tell me two truths and a lie. Jennifer's obviously going to know the answer, so she's not going to participate.
I'm not playing.
Me and Antonia are going to have to guess what's the truth and what's the lie. So, hit us with your best lie and best truth.
I slept with 50 Cent. I slept with DeMarcus Ware. And I slept with Matt Dillon.
True,
Oh,
true
wait.
lie.
Who the fuck is Matt Dillon?
Really? I feel like I would have pinned
I
that.
honestly don't know the answer to that, but if I had to guess.
slept with... Hold up. I gotta think for a second.
You let 50 hit.
I'll take you to the candy shop.
I like the
Do
lie.
you want to hear something crazy? My mother
How do
is
you want it?
my mother is jealous right now if you really did let.
I mean, I don't think we should really be
Your
spilling
mama.
that tea.
I don't think either.
I
Can
mean,
we
that's Tia's piping.
I gotta think of somebody else that... I've slept with so many
Who's Matt Dillon?
people. You don't
Oh
know.
my God, I hate you, you
Kick
young.
him off the show.
Have you
Just
ever
kick
seen
him
The
off.
Outsiders?
No.
Oh,
Oh my God, I love the
Oh,
outside.
Matt
Okay.
Dillon. I know Matt
Okay,
Dillon.
I slept with my ex-husband's friend when I was married.
I want to play.
I need you to go from the. I need you to.
I
reset
slept
from
with
the top.
50, I slept with a Dallas Cowboy, and I slept with my ex-husband's best friend when we were married.
I want you to know, Renee, this is 2 truths and a lie, not 3 truths.
And I want you to know there are 2 truths and 1 lie.
I'm gonna go off with the whim and say that the lie is that you slept with your ex-husband's best friend while you were married. I know you don't cheat.
I know, only because I feel like I know
Oh,
your
you said
character.
while you were married. Okay.
Only because I feel like I know your character, and I would say that was the lie.
Well, you said while you were married, I got to go with it. But the day before you got married is a whole other ballgame.
The lie, no, not true. The lie is I slept with 50. I never slept with
wow.
50. I
You
never slept with
his
50.
best friend while you were married?
Wow, I love that.
We're not mentioning names. My God, it was my friend. I used to be
You're
out
dropping
there.
government.
I don't
Beat
give
that
a
out.
fuck when I found out that
We
he
are not
slept with
mentioning.
in my house and the gun jammed. I slept with
I would never admit that publicly. We are
screaming.
erasing that.
Wait, I love
No,
that.
you're not. You'll erase the name, but everything else stays.
I wouldn't even admit that publicly.
I don't give a
No, I love that.
Because I caught him having sex with
That's
the
not
kids.
true. Our cousin.
Our cousin?
Yes, and we're erasing that name too. That's horrendous. But you can still talk to you when we call his friend because you told her a fucking thing and she didn't believe you.
Oh, period.
No, because Hector did something. Period.
All right,
So
well, you
she
know what?
didn't do it by her own free will.
Pew, pew, pew.
Fuck
That's for
Carla.
Renee Graziano dropping the tea.
I don't care.
Who
What
needs
am
a
I going to
barista
say?
when you
Oh, I
have Renee
cheated on my
Graziano
husband.
to do the
I
pod?
cheated on my husband when I was 23. Because he slept with somebody that was supposedly. So fucking what? So what?
What are you saying?
What are you saying? I can't.
What are you saying?
I'm not supposed to tell the truth. Why? Because I was married? I cheated on my husband who beat me and
Good for
cheated
you.
and cheated
She got her
and
one
cheated.
lick back.
So fucking what? So
She
what?
got her one lick back.
Oh my God, I'm going to hell.
Nah, I'm proud of you, girl.
Do you think I'm going to go to hell for that after all the other shit
Again,
I've
no,
done
that's
in my
so
life?
Antonia coded. I love it.
In the words of Nicki Minaj,
You're wrong,
she has
Jennifer.
two rules.
That was Frank, and no, I didn't sleep with Frank. I told Frank that his girlfriend, Carla's friend, was.
No! Cut it! I don't want to hear about it.
I mean, if you guys want to fucking tell the truth, you don't want to fucking hide the truth. Hide
Mind
the
you,
truth.
this
Hide the
was-
truth. Let's protect our friends.
This was 10 years prior to Mob Wives. That's how long they go back. But we're not
I know
telling
Carla
that
since I'm
tea.
16.
I
We're
know
not
you
telling
do.
the tea. We're not telling any
You
of that
are
shit.
saying that I slept with somebody before I got.
Did
No.
you get thrown over a car or something?
Yeah, I did, but that doesn't mean I slept with them just because I caught a beating that day.
I have to go to bed.
In the wise words,
But I did sleep with his friend.
in the wise
for you.
words of Onika Tanya Mirage, aka Nicki Minaj, rule number 2: fuck his best friend,
And make them yes men.
Renee.
He wish he was.
Renee,
Yes.
let's go deep now. You let it all out on Mob Wives, but
Physically, yes, I did on the
let it
operating
all
table.
out. But I think the most important story you told on Mob Wives was your battles with addiction, depression. I don't ever recall a reality star before you going on national television that's seen all over the world and literally filming them going to rehab. What was that like for you? Bring me back to that moment. How did you decide to bring it on TV? Did you and Jen talk about it? Was this unplanned?
Well,
AJ?
after Carla called me a junkie.
Oh, Carla.
Like, I think she's just doing it to annoy me.
All right, well, you know what?
She is.
Right?
No,
Let's just
I'm
go
stating
back.
facts.
Let's go back and watch
You got to get
the
over
first
it. with
time you decided to air out to the world that you were going to rehab.
Decision to enter rehab was because I need to get a handle on my life. The reality of my reality is kind of prescription pills have taken too much control of my life in the last year. Although I do have friends like Karen and Ramona that are very supportive and understand my addiction, I had to enter rehab when I was ready. I'm ready now.
When were you first diagnosed with depression?
Are you always depressed?
How has your substance abuse affected your family members?
I don't understand depression.
What's your clean and sober date?
What are your strengths?
Any medical history we need to know?
I had to take a lot of different medications. 6 Roxy a day, 6 Percocet a day, Xanax, Lexapro, Klonopin, Ambien, Ativan,
I never drank.
alcohol.
At your worst, how many were you taking?
20.
20 pills?
You're heterosexual, bisexual, or homosexual?
Straight.
Ever been involved in prostitution?
No. Well, these are like some kind of questions.
How does your wrath manifest?
I always yell and scream.
Weaknesses.
I care too much about what people say. In the lifestyle I grew up, you never tell on anybody.
What's your marital status?
There isn't a relationship.
What are your biggest stressors right now?
My son's father, that he's going to come back and do something.
I don't agree with my mom's
is so sad.
addiction,
I wanna cry,
but
actually.
I definitely feel bad for her. You know, she's been through a rough time. I always know she's on drugs is when she slurs or when she's like droopy, sleeps a lot, you know. It makes me depressed, so my way to stay out of it is just not be around her at all.
It's killing me to hear my son say that when his mom is high, that I'm another person. Never thought that he was actually looking at me saying, damn, my mother's high again. Got to get out of the house.
Oh, he's so
I'm
cute.
so sorry.
Tissues for the issues.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you.
Changes time, doesn't it?
Aw. Oh, that was so sad. He's so cute.
Was that hard for you?
How does it feel rewatching it? 'Cause when you're in it, you don't really think about it, right? But now
That
you're
kinda made me
rewatching
cry.
it.
Can I have a tissue?
Where are they?
What bothers me more than anything is I had the opportunity to stop that. And I did it, and I couldn't. And I didn't know how. I think when you're in so much pain, especially mentally, that you would do anything for it to stop. Like anything for that pain to stop. And the only thing that made it stop was medicating. And even if it was for an hour or 2 or 3 days or 3 months, it was so much better than being in pain. So, I had said to Antonia, I think my objection was to deal with 4 days a week. So I would be stoned for the other 3 so I didn't have to deal with it. So I could make it through 4 days a week. And that was enough for me. And it's horrible to watch your child beg you to stop. But you can't. It's
something you would only understand if you're in it. So
yeah, unless you're experiencing that pain. And it wasn't just so the pain started as a very young child for being different. And sorry, but being picked on very badly from my sisters because I was, ants in my pants.
Not me.
You called me dumb.
I mean, as an adult, not as a child.
Well, I want to say this.
Thing.
Did you just hear what she said?
I want to add something.
And if you think that doesn't bother me,
Okay,
it
but
does.
I'm saying when you say these crazy things like call it, like that to me is just too exhausting. And it
But it's my truth. It's my truth.
Clearly, I get it. But I never called you dumb. I don't think the word dumb ever
Really?
came out of my
How
mouth.
many fucking times were we out
I might
and
have
places
corrected
and
you.
I would say, Jen, I don't understand what that means. Get a fucking dictionary.
I would never say that.
All right, let's put the childhood trauma aside for a second. Trauma queen.
Thank you.
No, but it's true.
I want to say this to you.
That was so bullshit.
Everything aside.
That was so what?
So bullshit. I wasn't even playing with you guys. You wouldn't even
You
take
were
me nowhere
always
with
playing
you.
with me.
You
I took you everywhere.
No, Alexis took
She's
me
lying.
everywhere.
Who's Alexis with you, asshole?
With you, but she wanted me, you didn't. So please.
Because you were smarter than me.
Well, we're not going to debate that right now.
Okay, well, there was something in my household. Jennifer had an 8th grade reading level, and I had.
It was 10th grade.
All right, we don't got to go back.
It was
into the
10th
past.
grade.
In the first grade.
It does matter. In
In
first
the first
grade,
grade.
she had an 8th grade, and in
10th
8th grade,
grade.
I had an 8th grade. So to be compared to someone, absolutely, is detrimental to a child.
Yeah.
Then to be told how ugly you are on an everyday basis and then go to school and get bullied from girls that did the same
You
thing.
were never ugly. They were only bullying you because they were jealous. I've seen pictures of you young.
I was not cute. But the point
did have a
is,
very
all
awkward
of this
phase.
stuff
Didn't we all?
added up
Yes.
and added up and added up. Anyway, the truth of the matter is, it started very young. What I'm learning now, it probably started from birth because I was born very ill, not supposed to live, and I had spinal tap. So whatever fluid was drained, which is from your brain, probably fucked my chemistry up. Because out of my 2 sisters, pass.
Can I please say something?
Just say it.
I personally think I'm the only addict. the only drug addict, and there's something there. So I couldn't find it. I couldn't get it from home. I couldn't get it from a man. And then being promiscuous at such a young age, because I figured, this'll work. But that didn't work neither. It worked, but it didn't work. You know what I mean? So now I started to collect all these bad thoughts and bodies, not the ones that you bury, but at a very young age. I'm not even grown up. I'm having sex. I'm 13 and 14 years old. What is your problem? These are fucking things that are happening in the world, and we're not doing anything for our kids.
Going.
So what happens? You start self-medicating. Then I married my abuser of every way, shape, and form. Did he abuse me? S.A.P.A. Mentally, emotionally, everything, right. Everything across the board. I'm 23 years old.
I'm
not even mature because technically I'm really like 10. So what if I slept with his best friend?
It seems like you had a lot of like trauma growing up, or just things that like you weren't able to cope with, so you were constantly chasing a temporary high to like fix it, and it was always a band-aid, whether it was with men, whether it was with drugs, like whether it was anything, like you were always just trying to band-aid the issue, but it was never completely healing what was there, because like a band-aid, it falls off.
Right. And my drug addiction, it was cocaine when I was young, but when I OD'd in 2007 for the first time and I was sexually assaulted is where the Xanax came in. And then the Xanax was like, this is it. I don't need nothing else. Like, I was on Diluted for over a year, and that is mostly what people would say they would want.
Right.
Not me. The Xanax. I wanted to sleep.
Wow.
Yep.
We want to give a major shout out to Furniture to Go on Staten Island. Thanks for hooking us up with the ultimate podcast setup. We're talking a sleek white couch that's straight up inviting you to lounge, 2 stunning emerald green chairs that bring the perfect pop of vibe, and a marble coffee table that's giving serious luxury. The whole vibe is chef's kiss perfection. If you're in need of a furniture glow up, you must hit up 2456 Richmond Avenue in Staten Island. Here's the kicker. If it's not on the floor, Mikey's got your back. Whatever you need, he'll make it happen. Drop our name, Straightened Out Podcast, and get treated like VIP. Trust me, he has next level furniture pieces all day, every day. And don't forget to mention the Straightened Out Podcast. I would like to add something that I've been wanting to say.
Sure.
And I just saw the way you were affected by seeing you and AJ on the screen. And something I don't think that people are giving you credit for is the fact that you made those mistakes. You disappointed your son 1 time, 2 times, 100 times. Every child is disappointed by their parents. My mom has disappointed me in ways. My dad has disappointed me in ways. You're no different than our parents. And for you, obviously, I know you. And all of the mistakes you made with AJ, I think you are in the process of righting your wrongs with your grandchildren. Because I saw the way that kid, AJ's son, looked at you like you are a superhero.
Nay.
Looking at you in the way that I don't see him looking at his aunt, this one, that one, whoever else in this room, his eyes were on you.
Yeah.
So that is a testament that it does not matter the mistakes you make with your kids. And my mother says it all the time. She says, Rob, any mistake I made with you and your brother, I am making up with my grandchildren because I was learning along the way. And you have been learning along the way.
Right.
You just have a different scenario.
Well, I will. Thank you,
You have a
very
different
much.
scenario. And you as a grandmother should mean more to you than even the kind of parent you are. Because that baby, those kids adore you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And no one could take that away from you.
No, but I will say this for AJ. Because I was a mess and his father still is an active addict and alcoholic, AJ doesn't drink or drug.
No, because
The
you
kid,
always...
the kid turned out pretty okay, considering.
AJ gets up to go to work.
Listen, you're
little nephew.
either a product of your environment,
Or you go the
or
exact
you do the
opposite
complete
way.
opposite.
Right. You either repeat or repair.
Well, I have to say, I'm glad I was a hot mess because my kid ain't.
There you go.
And if that's the reward in it, then that's the greatest reward in the world.
Going back to, let's just touch on Junior real quick. I have heard you say in interviews.
Isn't
I
there
don't
another
remember
game?
if you saw it on. I don't know. I don't know if it was touched on Mall, but I know I've heard you. I know I've heard you say it. That your father wanted to give Junior the Graziano last name.
So Hector wanted to be a gangster all his life, but obviously Hector couldn't. So when he was coming to my house, my father goes, "What's his name?" I go, "Oh, just ask him when he gets here." That's how afraid I was to say Hector. And when he got to the house, he goes, "What's your name?" He goes, "Hector." He goes, "No, it's Junior." And that's exactly how he became Junior. And then he wanted to be a wise guy, but he couldn't because his name is Hector. Sorry if anybody's name is Hector. It's just really my ex-husband I have an issue with.
Did the cosign from your father add to your trauma? Like when you look back, does your father cosigning Junior, Hector, whatever his name is, does that like trigger you or like give you trauma?
My
Like, do you
father
find
didn't
any trauma from that?
co-sign him beating me.
No, not that.
My
but-
father didn't know he was hitting me. And I should have told my father, so my father killed him. Because I believe any man that hits a woman should be killed.
Yeah.
Period.
Is there a reason why you didn't tell your father? Why were you protecting him?
Because as a good Catholic, it would be my sin if he ended up dead, and it'd be worse if my father got life. So I'd rather have taken the beatings that I did than lose my father or murder be my sin. Even though it would have never been my sin, I should have told my father.
And also
Any
because
daughter
she
should
was
tell
a
their
woman
father.
in love defending her man.
No,
How
she's
things
wrong.
come full circle.
Excuse me, you're wrong. I was mentally and emotionally controlled by him.
That
I
too.
absolutely, positively do not and never did love my son's father at all. I was really under a spell, and it was more.
Did it start before
I don't
you had
love
AJ?
Hector. I know in my heart and soul
that's good to
that
know
I don't
now,
love
but
that
back
man
then it
at
seemed
all.
like you did.
And I never did, because that man was love bombing back then. That man would say, "You're fat and you're ugly. Nobody else is going to want you. You're still single. I'm the only one who's there." So I was in a delusional or very warped brain. Mind you, I was already fucked up in the head. Now I'm hearing all of these things that I believe are true because Lana said I was ugly. This one said I wasn't pretty enough. Picked on in school. So this man who's good looking just did some jail time. So for me, that's what that was. I didn't know. I do not and never did love my son's
Everything with your ex, did it start before AJ was born, after, during, or always?
father. Day 2, 3, 4, 5. From the very beginning. So that's how I know I was abused from the very beginning.
Crazy.
Well, you've come a long way, so pat yourself on the back for that. You're doing
Absolutely.
great,
Thank you.
and you're thriving. So
Thank you.
6 seasons, infamous, famous. You've done it all. You've seen it all. You are the blueprint of what reality TV star is, should be, shouldn't be. You are the go-to for it all.
And I do just want to address your sobriety. Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
5 months, right? Coming
Almost-
up on
I'm
5 months.
4 months and 20 days.
Yes, congratulations. I'm
Thank
very
you.
proud of
Keep
you.
it up. Keep it
Like
going.
4 months and 20 days stone cold sober.
I don't know
and
if
I'll
I'm-
tell you a story.
I know.
I
It's
shouldn't
scary,
say this.
stone cold.
But I'm gonna. I got so angry the other night when we went to Philippe Chow because the asshole man that I actually did not know what to do with my anger, and I ordered a drink. And I was like,
Yeah, but you didn't.
I don't even
touch
drink.
it.
She didn't drink it.
No, she didn't drink
I
it.
don't even drink. I
She
was
did it for
so angry that I was like, but no, that's very important. And the reason I say that is because I'm not a drinker. So for me to get that angry and say, let me have a drink, I had to actually really think about that. That means I have a lot more to go. Like,
But
a
this
lot
also just
more
goes to
do.
show that you do everything for the plot. It was just kind of like an of the moment thing. I'm so mad I need a drink.
But I would have given anything to get rid of the edge, is what I'm saying.
Right.
So for people that don't
Well,
drink
the
and only
sodium in
got
the Philippe food can take the edge off anything.
Okay,
You
man,
ain't kidding.
that's why I was having fucking nightmares
Yes,
the way I
yes.
was. The MSG was in the bed with me.
Well, Renee, thank you so much for joining us on today's podcast, Miss Renee Graziano.
Well, thank you for having me.
America's favorite mob wife.
Apologize for picking on your friend.
Don't apologize. See, this is what it's all about. You can have an opinion, I can have an opinion, but I still love you for it.
Yeah, but mine was right.
Oh my God, I'm done with you.
No.